when quantum computing leaves the laboratory. For many years, quantum computing existed mostly in research papers, science documentaries, and the imaginations of physicists. It sounded powerful but distant, something too complex to affect ordinary people. However, the future of quantum computing is moving rapidly beyond laboratories and into daily life, quietly preparing to change how the world works at its deepest level. Traditional computers process information using bits, which exist as either 0 or 1. Quantum computers use qubits, which can exist in multiple states at the same time through a phenomenon called superposition. Combined with entanglement, this allows quantum systems to process enormous amounts of information simultaneously. What once took classical computers thousands of years may one day take quantum computers minutes. At first, the impact will not look dramatic to everyday users. There will be no quantum laptop sitting on a kitchen table. Instead, quantum computing will work behind the scenes, powering systems people already use. Weather forecasting will become far more accurate, allowing cities to prepare for storms and climate events days or weeks earlier. Traffic systems will adjust in real time, reducing congestion and saving fuel. Supply chains will become more efficient, reducing waste and shortages. Healthcare may experience one of the most profound transformations. Quantum simulations will allow scientists to model molecules and proteins with unprecedented precision. This could lead to faster drug discovery, personalized medicine, and treatments tailored to an individual's genetic makeup. Diseases that currently take decades to understand may be decoded much faster, improving both survival and quality of life. Finance and economics will also change. Quantum algorithms can analyze massive datasets and complex market patterns beyond the reach of classical computers. While this could improve risk management and economic stability, it also raises ethical questions about fairness and access. Who controls this power? How can societies ensure that quantum advantages do not deepen inequality? Cybersecurity will face both challenges and opportunities. Many current encryption methods could be broken by powerful quantum computers. At the same time, quantum communication promises virtually unbreakable security through quantum key distribution. The future will require a careful balance between protection and innovation, forcing governments and organizations to rethink digital trust. Education will begin to adapt as well. Quantum literacy, understanding basic concepts rather than complex mathematics, will become part of modern education. Students will learn not just how to use technology, but how to think probabilistically, understand uncertainty, and work with systems that do not behave in simple, predictable ways. At this early stage, quantum computing will feel invisible yet influential, Like electricity in the early 20th century, its presence will be felt everywhere long before it is fully understood by most people. The foundation of daily life will slowly shift, preparing society for deeper changes still to come. As quantum computing matures, its influence on daily life will become more personal and noticeable. Artificial intelligence, already powerful today, will reach new levels of capability when combined with quantum processing. AI systems will analyze complex human behavior, language, and emotion more accurately, enabling smarter assistants, more natural communication tools, and better decision support systems. Smart cities will rely on quantum enhanced optimization. Energy grids will balance renewable sources like solar and wind with near perfect efficiency. Waste management, water distribution, and public transportation will adapt dynamically to human behavior and environmental conditions. Cities will feel more responsive, calmer, and more sustainable, not because people work harder, but because systems work smarter. In everyday consumer life, recommendation systems will improve dramatically. Shopping platforms will predict needs more accurately, reducing overproduction and waste. Personalized learning systems will adapt instantly to a learner's strengths, weaknesses, and emotional state. Education will become less standardized and more human centered, guided by deep data insights rather than rigid testing. However, this future will also demand new responsibility. Quantum computing challenges traditional ideas of cause and effect, certainty, and control. Decisions will increasingly be based on probabilities rather than absolute answers. This will require societies to develop new ethical frameworks, emphasizing transparency, accountability, and human oversight. Employment will evolve as well. Some roles will disappear, while new ones will emerge. Quantum ethicists, system interpreters, and human AI collaboration designers. Creativity, empathy, and critical thinking will become more valuable than routine analytical tasks. Humans will focus less on calculation and more on meaning. Privacy will become a central concern. With immense computational power comes the ability to analyze deeply personal data. Protecting individual autonomy will be one of the defining challenges of the quantum age. Laws, education, and cultural values must evolve together to ensure technology serves humanity rather than controls it. On a philosophical level, quantum computing may change how people understand reality itself. Concepts like uncertainty, interconnectedness, and nonlinearity, once confined to physics, will influence everyday thinking. People may become more comfortable with complexity, ambiguity, and the coexistence of multiple truths. Ultimately, the future of quantum computing is not just about faster machines. It is about redefining how humans interact with knowledge, systems, and each other. If guided wisely, quantum technology can help solve global problems, reduce waste, and improve quality of life. If guided poorly, it could amplify inequality and disconnect people from responsibility. The choice will not belong to computers, but to humans. Quantum computing will offer extraordinary power, but it is human values, wisdom, and intention that will determine whether that power leads to a more balanced and meaningful daily life. As quantum computing becomes more integrated into society, the nature of human work will transform in ways deeper than automation alone. Unlike earlier technological revolutions that mainly replaced physical or repetitive labor, quantum powered systems will challenge intellectual routines as well. Calculations, predictions, and optimizations that once required teams of experts will be handled instantly by quantum enhanced platforms. This shift will force societies to rethink what human contribution truly means. In a quantum enhanced workplace, humans will no longer compete with machines on speed or precision. Instead, value will come from interpretation, ethical judgment, creativity, and emotional intelligence. Professionals will work with quantum systems, not under them, asking better questions, setting meaningful goals, and deciding how results should be used. Creative industries will experience a renaissance rather than a decline. Quantum computing will allow artists, musicians, writers, and designers to explore millions of variations simultaneously. A composer could test countless harmonic structures at once. A filmmaker could simulate emotional responses to different storylines before choosing the most meaningful one. Creativity will become more exploratory, but still deeply human in its final expression. Scientific research will accelerate dramatically. Climate modeling will reach unprecedented accuracy, helping humanity anticipate environmental tipping points before they are crossed. Material science will benefit from quantum simulations that reveal new compounds for clean energy, medicine, and sustainable construction. What once depended on trial and error will shift toward insight driven discovery. Yet, with this acceleration comes psychological pressure. When solutions arrive instantly, humans may struggle with relevance and identity. Education systems will therefore place greater emphasis on self awareness, ethics, and philosophical thinking. Students will be taught not only what to do with powerful tools, but why they should use them and when they should not. Global collaboration will increase as well. Quantum computing infrastructure will be too complex and costly for isolation. Nations will be encouraged, sometimes forced, to cooperate on standards, security, and governance. This shared dependence could reduce conflict, but it could also create new forms of digital inequality between quantum enabled regions and those left behind. Culturally, people may begin to think more like quantum systems themselves. Instead of rigid categories, society may adopt more flexible identities. Careers will no longer be linear. A person might be a teacher, researcher, and artist at different stages of life, or even simultaneously. Quantum logic, which allows multiple states to coexist, will subtly influence how people understand success and purpose. As quantum computing reshapes daily life, the most important questions will no longer be technical, they will be ethical. Who decides how quantum power is used? Who benefits first? And how do we prevent misuse without slowing progress? One major concern will be decision authority. When quantum systems offer predictions with extraordinary accuracy, humans may be tempted to surrender judgment. Governments might rely too heavily on predictive models. Companies might allow algorithms to decide hiring, pricing, or resource allocation. The challenge will be maintaining human accountability in a world where machines often appear more correct. To address this, societies will develop human-in-the-loop systems, ensuring that final decisions always involve people. Transparency will become essential. Citizens will demand to know how outcomes are generated, even if the mathematics behind them is complex. Trust will depend not on blind faith in technology, but on openness and shared understanding. Daily life will also become more reflective. As quantum computing highlights uncertainty and probability, people may grow more comfortable with not having perfect answers. This could reduce anxiety in a world obsessed with certainty. Instead of expecting control over everything, individuals may learn to adapt, observe, and respond, skills deeply aligned with both quantum principles and emotional maturity. Spiritual and philosophical traditions may find renewed relevance. Concepts such as interconnectedness, impermanence, and balance resonate strongly with quantum reality. Rather than replacing human meaning, quantum science may reinforce ancient wisdom in modern language, helping people reconnect with purpose in a high-tech world. Privacy and dignity will remain central battles. Quantum-enhanced analysis could reveal patterns in behavior that individuals never intended to share. Protecting the right to mystery, to not be fully predictable, will be essential for preserving humanity. Laws alone will not be enough. Cultural values must evolve to respect limits even when capability exists. Ultimately, the future of quantum computing and daily life will not be defined by qubits, algorithms, or machines. It will be defined by choices. Will humanity use this power to dominate or to understand, to optimize endlessly or to live wisely? Quantum computing will offer a mirror, showing humanity its intelligence, its ambition, and its responsibility. If guided by empathy, ethics and long-term thinking, it can help build a world that is not only smarter, but more humane. In the end, the quantum future is not uncertain because technology is unpredictable. It is uncertain because humans are free to choose, and within that uncertainty lies the greatest possibility of all.